There we are, recording in progress.
Right, everyone, welcome to the latest edition Length Does Matter podcast. I thought it would be a great time to catch up after the all-exciting new approach by England and the Test team. Johnny, you've been watching it. What's your thoughts?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, what's that? Four pretty sizable run chases, including our record run chase, and they just looks a piece of piss to them.
I think it's just honestly, it's been unbelievable to watch. For someone who hasn't probably watched as much Test cricket the last few years as I probably would have done in the past or would like to, the last few weeks has been, you can't take your eyes off because you're not quite sure what's going to happen next. But from an English cricket fan, it's been, I don't know, words can't describe it really, can it? It's just been different class. A complete different mind change from the last year or whatever. And the winning games of cricket, which is the main thing really.
Definitely. But anyway, we've got a guest. He's turning our third wheel. Bumble, back again, mate.
Yeah, I've just been planting a rose up down the bottom, so we're glad to get away. I go to the auction centres just down the road, and you can buy all sorts, horticultural roses. I bought a pear tree for my mate next door because his fell over. So I've just been down, picked all them up, and I've just started planting up. So it's nice to just come in and have a cup of tea. Good
lad. And hey, I read you've been getting yourself into a bit of bother up our neck of the woods through the Tyne Tunnel.
Well, I mean, I'd expected to see somebody at a booth with a cap on and collecting money and just sail through. And I didn't know it was £1.90 apparently. And two days later, my missus, she said, "Have you paid?" I said, "No, it's free. I just went straight through. There was nobody there." "No, you've got to pay online." So I paid online, but then I get a notice, £60 penalty because I've paid late.
Well, what I've been stung with that, because what they do is they get you once on the way through and once on the way back.
Well, I've never ever been through it before, and that's my first time. So I've appealed and said that, look, I'm a 75-year-old pensioner and I get confused. And I thought there'd be somebody collecting some brass off me. Like this, we've got a wooden bridge here just up the road at Old Walk, and it's 42 pence. And there's a bloke all day collecting 42 pence. It's dead simple. You know where you are. I've never been. I'm not going that way again. When I go up there again, I'm going to detour that tunnel.
I'll tell you, A1 all the way around.
Right.
Where were you going anyway?
I was coming back from Archerfield. I've been up trying to play golf with some mates.
Right.
With Rooster, with Dave Roberts, the physio. So I was just on my way back from there.
A1, mate. Don't go on that A19.
You're not the first person to get done by that.
I've been done by it.
It's just a money-making machine because everyone forgets. No one knows the crack.
No, it's very... I rung them up and said, "Look, I've paid." "Yeah, but you've paid a day late." "Oh, come on. I've paid. I've paid. No, 60 quid. 60.
Bloody hell. Good job you got plenty in it.
Hey, I'm skint. I'm a skint out of work pensioner. I'm out of work worldwide.
Right.
That's planting bloody roses.
We'll set a GoFundMe page up for you, mate. We'll get it paid for you.
Yeah.
Bumble,
go on, Johnny.
How have we enjoyed this cricket in these last 4 Test matches? What's gone on here? Because it's just they look a different team, and it's the same lads playing more or less.
But don't you think everything's slotted into place? They're not in bubbles, and they get Rob Key in. And I mean, you guys and Rushy in particular know Rob Key. That was I don't know who appointed him. That was an absolutely stellar appointment because he'd then go away and do his little bits of homework, and he comes up with Ben Stokes as captain, which was nailed on. But then you've got to protect Ben. You've got to make sure that Ben's only working on the field. Everything else off the field, somebody else can do with that. And then McCullum was a masterstroke. but he's played 100+ test matches, so he knows what it's about. And then they have a ideology that's how we're going to play. And if you want to get in this team, that's how you have to play. And it's been great. There's one caveat. This opposition, New Zealand and India, haven't carried a spinner. So on that fourth innings, you can say, do what you want, we'll chase anything, because you haven't got a spinner. You have nobody who can really hurt us. So I've got a piece in the paper tomorrow that's just saying that, if that was Shane Warne and Muralitharan, it'd be a bit different, because you've got to be careful of them guys on the fourth innings.
We said the same thing this morning. I've been training with the lads this morning, getting ready for next week's game, and obviously everyone's talking about it. Are they still going to have that approach in somewhere, on the subcontinent? Like, say, when spin comes into play, can you still go that, that ultra attacking in the last innings?
It all depends how good that spinner is. So I think they'll play exactly the same against South Africa, because unless I've got it wrong, and I know they've got Simon Harmer, but I don't think they're going to lose any sleep about Harmer. He's just a finger spinner. He's like Jack Leach. He's just a finger spinner. That's all they do. The mystery guys would be totally different. And so when they do go to Pakistan, have Pakistan got a potent spinner who can rag it square both ways? If not, they'll carry on.
Definitely. Yeah. Have you caught up with any of the lads, Rush? Are they back? How have they enjoyed it? Because three of that 11 play for Durham.
I've not seen them yet. Obviously, they only finished the test match yesterday. I imagine there'll be a couple of sore heads kicking about this morning. But now I've not seen or spoke to them. Obviously, spoke to Potty after making his debut. But other than that, just let them get on with it. Hopefully, catch up with them in the next week or two.
Yeah. What have you made of the Durham lads' impact in Bumble? We've got Matthew Potts, Alex Lees.
Yeah, I think they've both done terrifically well, and they've both got a long way to go. There's so much that they can do and improve. Matthew Potts looks made for Test match cricket. He reminds me a little bit of Matthew Hoggard. Same sort of build, that sort of build, no nonsense, any end, any time. And he's pushed Ollie Robinson further back. I mean, the penny hasn't dropped with that lad. He's a wonderful bowler, Ollie Robinson. But there's got to be a fitness standard. You've got to be up there. And he's got to want a piece of this. I'll tell you why, because he's a professional cricketer and you get paid. And if you play for England, you get paid a lot. So he needs to pull his finger out. And as for Alex Lees, I'll just offer you this. I like him. I think he's a little bit heavy on his feet. I think he can get lighter on his feet. And it infuriates me when any batsman, and he's one, Hamid was another, that when they've played the ball's come down one event. They've played a ball, they might have missed it. And then they start playing the shot 20 times. Forget it, mate. Just forget it. It's gone. It's finished. Just walk away, look at the crowd, think about your mortgage, think about your dinner, think about where you're going to go, and then switch on again. Don't play that shot that you've just missed 20 times, because your mind will be frazzled. It will.
I like how he, I don't know if you notice when he bats, he always turns out just to make sure his bat's still there.
I think
he's in his stance and he's looking at the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where you think somebody's nicking his bat, doesn't he? That's what it is. He just makes sure that nobody's pinching it. But he's a little bit heavy on his feet, just to get on the balls of his feet. And when the ball's gone, forget it. Hamid was the same. I thought, what are you doing? It's going to make your 4-hour innings feel like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Walk away, smell the coffee.
Mentally draining.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you so from Leesy's test, what did they play in the West Indies? 2 or 3 tests in the West Indies.
Mm-hmm.
Where, it looked like he couldn't play short. His strike rate was 20s, 30s. He's gone out his last 4 tests. And I know they've got this new approach. How do you, as a top order batsman, how do you go from going away from your natural game to obviously trying to play that that more attacking style of cricket, which, maybe didn't get Leesy into the squad in the first place, but now he's being asked or he's being back to play that way. That must be a big mental shift as well.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't mind being a fly on the wall if somebody, and it might be the captain, has said, mate, that ain't working and it won't get you in this team. I've seen that many players, and you have, Rushy, as well, that when they go out, they just have a bat. Yeah. I'm having a bat. Right, to get in this team, if you want to stay in this team, this is how you've got to play. And so he's got to advance his game. He's got to expand his game. But I said right at the beginning, I think he looks okay. Every game he plays, he'll get better. Once he scores 100, once he gets 100 under his belt, he'll just say to himself, I'm good enough to play in this team.
Do you reckon they're there? Because I think you listen to Stokes and McCullum, and they're obviously going to back some of these lads, aren't they? They've spoke about they're going to back Zach Crawley, who's clearly got a couple of technical deficiencies he likes to waft outside of off stump and that. Is this the team now? Are their places to lose, the likes of Matty Potts? Because if Matty Potts is kind of in, and no, it's fully deserved, by the way, but he's in because we've got injuries to probably 4 or 5 top quality test match bowlers. Are these their places to lose now?
Well, I think they're going to stick with these guys, and Mark Wood will be on the horizon. If he gets fit, Mark Wood will challenge one of the big two. I think he'll challenge one of the big two, but that's something else. So they will get a backing from the coach and the captain and from Key. Zach Crawley, it's dead simple. Anybody can see it, that you mentioned that waft outside off stump. And I chatted to a guy this morning that for Zach, right-handed batsman, beat mid-on the left-hand side, beat mid-off on the right-hand side, and you're playing straight. Once you do that, you're playing straight. If he's going to open his stance up and present his right shoulder, his danger shot, his percentage shot, which is going to get him out, is a cover drive, because he hasn't got enough time to turn his body to get into a position to play the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Batting's not my strong point. I can't really comment on that. But, I just go by with what Johnny's saying. It looks like they are 100% backing everyone, which, it's on a smaller scale. I remember when I first got into the Durham team, and Collie had just taken over as captain, and Collie backed me at the very start. And just to have someone back you and have the confidence in your ability to say, look, you're the man, these guys are out, that must be a huge boost to the lads. I mean, you look at Bairstow's form.
Mm-hmm.
Bairstow's had a summer of dreams. Obviously, Root's gone out and played with freedom as he does. He's world class. But I just think that sort of backing for Bairstow, even Leach getting Headley five in the first innings, to have someone back you and say, look, mate, you're the man, like, get on, first innings. It's just, I don't know, it just makes you feel a hell of a lot better as a player when you know the men in charge or the men you're playing for have 100% faith in you.
Well, I know Ben Stokes socially. I don't know him as a cricketer like you do, but he won't have done that much captaincy. But he's walked into this job, and for a start, he stands at mid-off. So he's got communication. He has communication with the bloke who he's put onto ball. I've put him onto ball. So he's got communication for a start. And I like that, rather than somebody at first slip trying to get some message through, and it doesn't really work. But he looks to me that everybody in the world knows who's in charge of that team, and it's Stokes. He can't have done much captaincy. He can't have done. And when he comes out to bat, he's swinging like a rusty gate at the minute. He's swinging like a 1960s Keys In party. That's what he's swinging like.
You've been to a few of them in your day, have you, Bumble?
Well, I've heard about them. You've got to remember, it's the 1960s. Keys In!
You and your mate Foxy, I'm sure.
Oh, don't mention him, God.
How's he doing, him, anyway? He's painting, isn't he?
Yeah. I didn't. I mean, he gets it that he's a. I mean, me and him have been through all sorts, and I couldn't begin to tell you. And he's a sensitive soul at the minute, is Graham, which is a shame. And he gets a bit uppity if anybody criticises his painting.
Oh, I've seen that on Twitter.
I wanted to get in touch with him and said, "I've been looking for a decorator. How you fix?" And I don't want to upset him.
No. Right, what have we got coming out? We've got a bit white ball stuff coming out, haven't we? T20s, T20 internationals, blast stuff. We're going into white ball season, aren't we?
What have you made of the Blast, Bumble? Have you been watching it? I know you've been doing some stuff for Lancashire.
Shush, we got some llamas in the next field and he keeps barking at them. The Blast is just one of our great tournaments. It stands up there, and I'm really disappointed that you get to quarterfinals and England players are not available. But England players are available for that 100, which comes later. I mean, that 100 is entertainment. I've enjoyed it, but it's in the way of a lot of things. It really is completely in the way of lots of good things that we do. T20 Blast Day sells out last year. Yeah. This year sells out last year. It is a proven competition. Fantastic competition.
It is like.
And they take half of our players away. Lancashire, we've got half of the team. There's 5 of them can't play, whatever. Anyway, I mean, Livy might be back. If Livy's injured, I don't know. Butler's back. Barky Sakib's injured.
Didn't you only had the England lads for the last, or did this start? They started the Blast, then they went off and played, and then they came back and played the last couple.
Yeah, they were strong right at the beginning. You know, they won sort of 6 out of 6, and then they've had a bit of a stutter. The other side of that, it gives an opportunity to other lads to come in.
Yeah.
But you miss your best players, your big, strong.
Yeah.
You definitely miss them. And I've said it before on our podcast here that there are counties which are committed. Durham and Lancashire are 2 to providing players for England. Because that's what you have to do. We all start wanting to be England cricketers, and the county is the way to do it. And Durham and Lancashire are committed, but other counties aren't, and they get away scot-free because they don't have any England call-ups.
Absolutely agree. At the start of the tournament, I reckon Lancashire were probably my pick. When you looked at the batting lineup, they had so much power.
Yeah.
They look frightening. So actually, obviously, it's a shame for you, lads. Who's your team? Who's going to win it, do you think, from here?
Surrey are massively strong, aren't they? You always want, one of the underdogs to come through on finals day, and they invariably do. So, these quarterfinals should tell us a little bit more as to, who's going to get there on finals day. I think we're going to be depleted, so it'll be a heck of a game. Is it Yorkshire plays Surrey? I think Yorkshire
tonight. Is that tonight?
Yeah,
that is a game. That's a proper game. That is.
Right, that's tonight. That.
And Yorkshire players. There's a number of Yorkshire players leaving, and Davy Willie's leaving, but he's still captain in the T20 team. Colin Cadmore's going out of Somerset, and there might be 1 or 2 more.
First time I heard on something yesterday. It's the first time that Yorkshire will have played Surrey in the T20 Blast since it started. So
get away.
It'll be a good game to watch.
It is. I mean, a lot depends if Livy gets going.
He just took the words out of my mouth, Bumble. If Livy gets going, because he's been in some good touch. He smacked Durham all over the other week. But now he's a big player.
Swine. Oi! It's them llamas. Yeah, I'll shut you.
Where's it going?
Oh, hang on, it's a delivery.
Oh, he's We'll give him a minute. I'm sure he'll come back. So for them listening, he's just gone to answer the door. Professional as ever.
Who else is?
Surrey, Yorkshire tonight. It's Wednesday. Warwickshire, Hampshire tomorrow. Lancs, Essex Friday night.
Yeah.
Somerset, Derby Saturday.
Somerset.
Derby are the dark horses, aren't they?
Derby, they're doing all right, aren't they? They've had a good couple of years, T20 stuff.
Wayne Mazda, he's got runs, hasn't he? Sham
Yeah.
the third, is he playing?
Captain, isn't he?
Are you playing them this week?
Championship game, we start Monday.
Against Derby?
Where at?
That's at the Riverside.
Oh, right.
Get yourself up, Bumble, if you're just down the road.
Should we have a day at the cricket, Bumble, next week?
There's Scarborough for Yorkshire, Surrey. But that's attractive. Derby against Durham. I might just have a toddle up. I was going to go to Scarborough and take the dog and bunk up somewhere, but yeah, I'll see how we go. See if I can. I mean, my back and my neck's not good. I'm not good at driving, so I'll have to see how I am.
I'm sure your mate Phil will look after you.
I'll have to ring Collins and see if he's going up there. Is he chairman, acting chairman, deputy chairman, vice chairman? What is it?
No idea. I've not seen any of the big dogs for a while. I'm not sure what's going on.
Bozzy's chief exec, isn't he?
Tim's around. Busy getting ready for Michael Bublé tonight.
Oh, hi. Are you going, Rushy? I've got you down as a Bublé fan.
No.
Not really a fan, but I'll go and watch it. It's a night out, isn't it?
Are you going?
I am going.
Oh, yeah.
What? Michael Bublé, he's like swing, isn't he? He's like Frank Sinatra.
Crooner.
A little bit.
He's a crooner.
Yeah.
No, not my type of music. I'm sort of the fall.
Did you go to Dinah Ross?
No.
Dinah Ross?
Dinah Ross was on it, Durham.
Really?
You opened the button.
She might have been better opening the baton. By all accounts, I don't think she was very good.
Dinah Ross and the Supremes?
Dinah Ross.
Just her. I don't think our friends were with her.
Oh dear, what a shame. No, I'm more into like the Fall and New Order and that sort of stuff.
New Order. Yeah. Bumble, you weren't. I've just been listening to the Hacienda record. You weren't a regular in the Hacienda back in the day, were you?
No, but my mate Blaney, my mate were in the Fall. He were a member of the Fall, and then he was the manager. And we were in a pub in Manchester, and he turned up with a Tesco carrier bag full of firewood, just old bits of wood. I said, what are you doing? Lighting a fire or something? He says, no. He said, I'm selling this. He said, this is go down in history, this. I said, what is it? He said, it's the floor from the Hacienda. And he'd been and dug it up. He dug bits of this floor up. It was just like lumps of firewood. And he was going around trying to sell bits of, like they sell Wembley turf.
Oh,
well, he's selling bits of wood. Like, they were just like, you'd light the fire with them. And he had them. Yeah. Blaney, Ed Blaney is called, and he were in the Fall, and then I went to Nantwich Cheese Festival, and he's parking cars. He was doing the parking over here, lad, over here, get over here.
Flogging wood and parking cars.
Yeah,
people do out them out a bit of money nowadays, won't they?
Oh, and we'd had a good night, about a dozen of us, and Collins were one of these. And we went into the Little Yang Sing, and we had a table for about 10. And Blaney, and it's a nice night, and people were entertaining the loved ones, and a bit of romantic stuff. Anyway, Blaney stood up in the middle of the restaurant and said, "By the way, the Smiths were bloody shite." we all got asked to leave. Off you go. Go out.
Hey, well then. Nice.
Is your club looking for new kit next season? Then contact Ambition Sport. Whatever your sport, whatever your standard, whatever your club size, Ambition Sport can create bespoke, fully sublimated kits to be proud of, as well as all your training and leisure wear. Ambition Sport also run online club shops for your members to be able to order their own kit. taking away the hassle of organising orders. And with a 10% discount off your first order using the code Length Does Matter, now really is the time to get set up. To find out more, email info@ambitionsport.com or find us on Instagram @ambition_activewear or on Twitter @ambition_sport, where you'll find a range of kits already produced for all sports and all standards. Ambition Sport, get your kit on.